Taehyung, where are you going? Why I'm exploring Seoul? I have your dad's credit card. He said I should treat myself for dealing with you. She flashed a black card. His black card and smoked. Fine. Don't wait up, roommate. She left. Taehyung stood there in the pajama, hungry and confused. Taehyung, did she just steal my card and my line? It's just the first day of marriage. And she's like this. I just know my life is going to be hell. But I'll continue living my luxurious life. Who cares? Taeyong decided to rebel. After heavy thinking in his brainless mind, he finally got into conclusion. If he couldn't go to the club, he would bring the club to him. He would invite his friend over. Loud music, drinks, and girls. The next 4 days, Taeyong was quiet and busy in organizing something. Wine wondered what gotten into him. Day 5 of marriage, 11:15 p.m. The room was dimly lit with scented candles poured with Taeyong's card earlier that day. Vine was lying in the center of the king-sized bed, wearing a silk robe that cost more than her father's tractors. She had a green tea sheet marks on her face and cucumber slices on her eyes. She was listening to music on her headphones, reading a magazine about how to manage difficult toddlers. Why, this is life. No chicken to feed, no mud, just me and expensive silk. And the sound of silence. Suddenly the floor vibrated. Thump, thump, thump. The cucumber slices slid off her eyes. Wine frowned. She pulled off her headphones. The sound of heavy bass music was shaking the walls. Shrieking laughter echoed from the living room. Wine sitting up annoyed. You have got to be kidding me. She looked at the clock, 11:20 p.m. Wine. I gave him 5 days. 5 days to act like a human. But it turns out this house into a nightclub. She stood up. She didn't take off her face mask. She didn't change out of her pajama. Basically silk robe. She put on her fluffy slippers and grabbed her phone and she looked into the mirror. Wine, scary. Good. Let's go traumatize some rich kids. The living room was chaos. Red wine glass in their hands, loud EDM music blasting from speakers, and about 25 people dancing. Tehng was in the center, standing on the coffee table, holding a bottle of champagne. Tehng. To freedom and to the roommate who stay in their rooms. The crowd cheered, Woo! Suddenly the music died. It didn't fade out. It cut off with a harsh, static surged sound. The light flickered on to full brightness, blinding everyone. The room went silent. Everyone turned to look at the source. Vine was standing by the main power outlet, holding the plug she had just stripped off from the wall. She was wearing a sheet mask that made her look like a serial killer. Fluffy slippers and a silk robe. She looked terrifyingly calm. Taeyong, freezing on the table. What the? Nearly many rich minions got heart attack. Vine, get off the table, Taeyong. You are scratching the varnish. A random girl, Jessica, laughed nervously. Jessica, ew. Who's that? Is that a housekeeper? Why is she wearing a ghost mask? Taeyong smirked. He hopped off the table, trying to cover his cool factor. Taeyong, that, ladies and gentlemen, is a roommate, also known as the buzzkill. Vine, go to bed, the adults are talking. He expected her to run away in the shame. He expected her to cry. Vine didn't move. She tapped her phone screen. The light illuminated her masked face. Vine, the adults? He looked like Parle-G biscuit, all trying to get soaked in milk. She walked into the center of the room. The crowd parted for her like the Red Sea. She stopped in front of the Jessica. Jessica, excuse me. You can't talk to us like that. Do you know how much my outfit costs? Vine looked Jessica up and down, slowly judging. Vine, I don't care about your outfit, but that handbag? It's knockoff. The stitching on the logo is crooked. I saw the real one in the catalog this morning when I was spending your host's money. The room gasped. Oh, Jessica turned bright red and hid her bag. Vine turning to Taeyong. And you? Taeyong. Me? This is my house. I can party if I want. Vine. Not when you're using my sleep schedule. She held up her phone. The screen showed the contact. Father-in-law. The bank. Vine, I have your dad on speed dial. It's 11:30 p.m. If I call him now, he's going to be grumpy, and when he's grumpy, he freezes as sets. She took a step closer to Taeyong. She peeled the sheet mask off her face slowly, revealing her glowy, annoyed skin. Vine, you have 10 minutes to clear this zoo out. If there is a single red wine glass left on the floor at 11:41 p.m., I press call and tomorrow you'll be begging for change chillers to buy that sparkling water you love so much. Taehyung, you would not. Fine, try me, I'm bored. Ruining your night sounds cool. She yawned, covering her mouth delicately. Fine, 10 minutes tick tock, roommate. She turned around and walked back to her room, her fluffy slippers shuffling softly on the marble. The silence she left behind was heavy. Things, friend. Dude, is she serious? Then looking at his phone, realizing he can't risk it. Everyone get out now. She's crazy. Go. As his friend scrambled to leave, Thing stared at Vine's closed door. He was furious, he was embarrassed. But for the first time he was not bored. Thing whispering. She actually unplugged the music. Who is she? The penthouse was quiet. It was Sunday, which meant the cleaning staff was off. Man was in the living room, happily reading the magazine, which she bought to treat this spoiled baby, specifically to leave it where Thing would see it. Suddenly, a loud clang echoed from the kitchen, followed by a very rich man screaming. Thing, hot! It attacked me! Wine sighed. She put down her magazine. She rushed to the kitchen, leaning against the doorframe to watch the show. The scene was a disaster. Thing was wearing silk pajamas that probably cost more than a car. He was holding a pair of tongs in one hand and the pot lid in the other, using it as a shield. Water was boiling over to the store. A packet of spicy ramen lay drift open on the counter, seasoning spilled everywhere. Man, look at him. The heir to the Kim Empire defeated. Thing noticing her. Don't just stand there. The pot is spitting at me. Fix it. Wine didn't move. She crossed her arms and smirked. Fine, I'm off the clock, roommate. It's Sunday. Thing, but I'm starving and the instructions are in the language I don't understand. Fine, it's Korean. Taeyong, you speak Korean. Taeyong. It says add flags. Which one is flags? The red bag or the silver bag? Why is cooking so stressful? He tried to approach the pot again. The water bubbled. He flinched like he was dodging a bullet. While laughing softly, you look like a scared cat. Just turn the heat down, genius. I don't know how. The stove is touch screen. My skins are wet. Mine rolled her eyes. She walked over, hip checked him out of the way, and tapped the stove to lower the heat. The angry bubbling stopped instantly. Think, oh, your reason. Fine, it's called common sense. Now finish your noodles. I'm not helping you it. She hopped up on the counter, swinging her legs, decided to stay and watch the entertainment. It was better than Netflix. Taeyong finally managed to cook the noodles. He poured them into the bowl. He looked proud. He looked like he had just built a skyscraper. Taeyong, behold, Chef Kim Michelin star incoming. Wine, it's instant noodles, saying you didn't invent fire. Taeyong, jealousy doesn't suit your roommate. He grabbed chopstick. He took a massive amount of noodles. They were steaming hot, like lava hot. Wine internally. He's going to burn himself. Should I warn him? As she was about to warn him, Taeyong shoved a huge bite into his mouth. 3 seconds of silence, then his eyes bulged. His face turned bright red. He started waving his hands frantically. Taeyong, foo, hot, hot. He spat the noodles back into the bowl, gross but desperate. He started running around the kitchen in circles. Taeyong, water. I need water. My tongue is melting. Mine watched him run. She didn't move. She took a slow sip of her own iced tea. Taeyong gasping. Wine. Help. Don't just drink. Help me. Wine. The tap is right here, billionaire. Taeyong, I can't feel my legs. The spice. It's evil. He scrambled to the fridge, grabbed a carton of milk and chugged it straight from the carton, spilling it down his expensive silk shirt. Wine finally laughed a real loud laugh. She couldn't help. He looked ridiculous. Wine, you are such a drama queen. It's mild spice. Taeyong, panting, mild mistake on his lip. You're heartless. I could have died. Wine, you burned your tongue. You'll live, but your shirt is ruined. Taeyong looked down at the milk stain. He looked like at the mess he made. Then he looked at Wine, who was grinning at him from the counter. He paused. He wiped his mouth. Taeyong, usually girls panic when I get hurt. They try to kiss it better. But I'm not girls, and I'm definitely not kissing your noodle breath mouth. Taeyong, ouch. It's savage. But he wasn't made. He leaned against the counter opposite her. The bread mask slipped a little. He looked at her with genuine curiosity. Taeyong, I thought village girls were supposed to be sweet, like, yes, sir, pa, no, pa. Wine. We are sweet to people who are sweet to us. To wolves, we use shotguns. To idiots, we burn their tongue and we use sarcasm. Taeyong stared at her. His chest felt weird, not because of the spice. He liked that she didn't baby him. Unknowingly, he was comfortable being a mess around her. He liked that she was tough. Taeyong, you really don't care about my money or my face? Do you? Fine, I care about the contract. Taeyong, keep your dad happy, keep the money flowing so I could buy face masks and don't annoy me, that's a deal. She hopped off the count. Fine, now clean up your noodle mess and the milk. I'm not your maid. She patted his cheek patronizingly, like he was a child, and walked out of the kitchen. Taeyong stood there, dripping milk, tongue burning, surrounded by chaos. Taeyong whispering, she just ordered me around in my own house. He looked at the mess. He picked up a rag. Taeyong, but I kind of like it.